Hey everyone, my name's Evila, and after quite a long stint of no WoW news, Blizzard have finally announced the release of Season 4 of Shadowlands coming on August 2nd for NA servers and August 3rd for EU servers. Bearing that in mind, I wanted to make this video to cover all of the things that will be going away as of the end of Season 3, so things that you have a limited time left to do, as well as what's new and what you can expect from Season 4. Starting with things that are leaving us as of the end of Season 3, you have a limited time left to get your Sepulcher of the First One's raid achievements. For example, you're ahead of the curve for defeating the jailer on heroic difficulty, or your cutting edge achievement for killing him on mythic difficulty. We will still be running Sepulcher of the First Ones in Season 4 of Shadowlands, along with Castle Nathria and Sanctum of Domination, but these raid achievements will no longer be obtainable. If you complete your Ahead of the Curve achievement, you will be rewarded with the Carcinized Zerethsteed mount and the Zereth Overseer mount for completing Cutting Edge. Moving on to Dungeons and Mythic Plus, you have until the end of Season 3 to complete your Season 3 Keystone Master achievement for reaching a Mythic Plus rating of at least 2500. Of course, with the launch of Season 4, there will be a brand new Keystone Master achievement, meaning that you have a limited time left to complete your Season 3 Keystone Master for the Waste-Walked Deathwalker, the third iteration of the Deathwalker mounts that we've had through the entirety of Shadowlands Keystone Master achievements, and this one is in the red coloration. Speaking of dungeons, for any of you that like to push high keys, the Cryptic Hero title will be rewarded to the top 0.1% of players in their region at the end of Season 3 and will no longer be attainable in Season 4. Shadowlands Season 3 will also most likely be the last season in which players will be able to get their dungeon teleports, which you are able to get by completing a Mythic Plus on a plus 20 key or higher and beating the timer. Plus 20 keys are much more accessible to a wider range of the player base nowadays with the double legendaries and your full tier set, so give it a go if you would like to, just be mindful that they will be gone as of Season 4. It's also worth noting that in order to get a teleport to Tazavesh, you need to complete both wings of Tazavesh on a plus 20 or higher within the timer, so that's Streets of Wonder and Solier's Gambit. However, the good news about your Tazavesh teleport is that you should carry it through with you into Season 4 because Tazavesh will continue to be part of the Mythic Plus dungeon pool during Season 4. Finally, on the topic of dungeons, if you are a mount collector, you may wish to start running the Necrotic Wake on Mythic or Mythic Plus difficulty for a chance at Marrowfang's Reins. This mount only drops on Mythic or Mythic Plus difficulty, and Necrotic Wake will be taken out of the Mythic Plus dungeon rotation as of Season 4, so you won't have people to run it with. The other dungeon drop mount from Shadowlands is the Cartel Master's Gear Glider that drops from Solia in Tazavesh. However, as we said earlier, both wings of Tazavesh will still be available for you in Season 4, so you've got plenty of time to farm that mount too, and also the Gear Glider drops on lower difficulties too. Finally, the last major thing coming to a close with the end of Season 3 is the PvP season. This means you have until the start of Season 4 to earn your current season's Vicious mount, which is the Vicious War Croaker, as well as the Cosmic Gladiator Soul Eater mount for PvP players who reach the Gladiator rating. Much the same as Mythic Plus, Season 4 will commence the start of a brand new PvP season with new mounts and rewards that we will get into a little bit later. Now let's take a look at what's new and what you can expect from Season 4. Starting again with raids, all 3 of the Shadowlands raids will become relevant again thanks to the brand new Fated Raid affix. This means that we will be running Castle Nathria, Sanctum of Domination and Sepulcher of the First Ones during this season, one of which will be fated at a time, and this will rotate on a weekly basis. This means that the currently fated raid will be bumped up to an appropriate level of difficulty for players and then drop appropriately scaled gear and items like conduits. In addition to this, the currently fated raid will also have new mechanics woven into them thanks to the affix itself. If you'd like more information on what the Fated Raid affix is offering to players in Season 4, I covered some of the PTR notes in one of my news videos, which I will leave a link to in the description down below. Completing each raid on Fated difficulty will reward you with the Slimecap mount, which we still don't have a model preview for just yet. However, there was data mined a long while ago a texture for the mount itself, and it kind of resembles the slime creatures you would find in Maldraxxus. You can earn the Slime Cat mount by completing the Fated Raids on normal difficulty, and then there are additional rewards for completing them on heroic and mythic difficulty as well. Completing all 3 Fated Raids on heroic difficulty will reward you with the Hero of Fate title, and on mythic difficulty you will unlock raid teleports for each of the Fated Raids you complete on mythic difficulty. Speaking of raids, there will also be a certain amount of deterministic raid loot available for players in Season 4 with the help of a new currency called the Puzzling Cartel Dinar. Puzzling Cartel Dinar can be earned by defeating raid boss encounters and then can be spent at 3 new vendors in Oribos in exchange for trinkets, weapons and special items corresponding to each of the raids. Each player can only ever earn up to 3 Puzzling Cartel Dinar per character, and once you spend all 3, the brokers will no longer be available to you on that character, so choose wisely. Earning each Puzzling Cartel Dinar is technically a time-gated process, and you cannot cheese the system by trying to kill the same boss in 1 week on various difficulties, but I think it's still a great method of integrating some bad luck protection and just rounding off the end of an expansion in a fun way. Moving on to the brand new Mythic Plus season coming in Season 4, the Mythic Plus dungeon pool is being completely overhauled with the reintegration of some older dungeons from previous expansions. The dungeon pool will consist of 8 dungeons, starting with both wings of Tazavesh from Shadowlands, of course, both wings of Operation Mechagon from BFA, both wings of the Return to Karazhan dungeon from Legion, as well as the Iron Docks and the Grimrail Depot from Warlords of Draenor, which were the 2 dungeons voted on by the player base. With the exception of Tazavesh, all of those dungeons will have respective portals available by the Flight Master in Oribos for you to access them more easily. However, like I said earlier, if you earn your Season 3 dungeon teleport for completing Tazavesh on a +20, you should then be able to round off your collection of portals to each of the dungeons in Season 4, as you should keep that one with you too. Of course, we can't have a new Mythic Plus season without a new seasonal Mythic Plus affix. In Season 4, we will be playing with the Shrouded affix. Much like every other seasonal affix, as long as you are playing the dungeon on a +10 key or higher, the Shrouded affix will be active, allowing you to choose 1 secondary stat at the start of the dungeon that will count as your bounty, and then spawning a handful of disguised Dreadlord mobs amongst the trash packs throughout the dungeon that will then buff your secondary stat once you kill them. One of those Dreadlords will also be a mini-boss, which will technically mean they will be more difficult to kill and buff your secondary stat even more than the rest of them. And for completing the Keystone Master achievement in Season 4, you will be rewarded with the Restoration Deathwalker, which is the final installment of our Deathwalker collection for Shadowlands Keystone Master achievements, and this one comes in a purple and gold colour scheme. You can earn your Season 4 Keystone Master achievement by reaching a Mythic Plus rating of at least 2000. Finally, Season 4 will be bringing with it a brand new PvP season in addition to a brand new PvP arena called the Enigma Crucible. The Enigma Crucible is kind of a Zereth Mortis / Sepulcher of the First One's themed arena map. The new arena was initially designed to be more interactive than the traditional arenas that we know today, with the integration of a toggle that players would be able to press to change the dynamics of the battlefield. However, this has been redacted due to pathing and line of sight issues in testing. So it's just the normal map like the rest of them. And of course in Season 4 you will have new PvP mounts that you can earn. First of all, the new Vicious Saddle will be the Vicious War Stalker, which is essentially the armoured version of the Heartbond Lupine, which is a mount you can craft with Protoform Synthesis in Zereth Mortis. And the Season 4 Gladiator mount is the Eternal Gladiator Soul Eater, once again for earning the Gladiator rating. So those are all the major things that are coming to an end with the end of Season 3, as well as what you can expect with Season 4. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please do give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate your support. Leave a comment below on what you are most excited for in Season 4 of Shadowlands while we wait for the release of Dragonflight. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss a beat and stay up to date with my content, and I will see you in Season 4. Bye.